Okay, everybody, we are back. Two nerds are better than one. I am Ron Deasy. We got my co-host here,
Mr. Awesome.
and we are back, guys. Not too much going on. Maybe a little bit is going on, but we got like a normal show for you guys. So we're gonna go jump right into it
Yeah, it should be a
with
little quicker than some of the other ones.
yeah. So we're gonna go to the Mandalorian, and this episode's called the Foundling, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah. So um it starts off with or this episode is fully about like the Mandalorians. It doesn't go to Coruscant with the doctors and everything, which was interesting. Is this show have 6 episodes? The season has 6 episodes?
It should have 8.
8. Okay. I thought I knew it was more because this is episode like 4, right?
Yeah. So we're
Yeah,
halfway through.
so this is Fouling, the foul, am I saying it? The Foundling?
Yeah.
Foundling. There we go, the Foundling. So basically he gets captured by like a giant pterodactyl, and there's a hunting party that goes after it. I really like these last 2 episodes. Or no, it's not the last 2 episodes, but I'm liking the season so far because it's showing so much of the Mandalorians and their culture. We get more Bo-Katan and her ship and how like badass she is and how much she's a baby, which I love.
Yeah, you too.
So
My wife hates it.
yeah. You guys are gonna like her. You guys are gonna like her by the end of the season. I guarantee it. Watch. So they go out for a search party. And Grogu, we actually find more background about Grogu, how he escaped so
This is
far.
a big Grogu episode, actually. Yeah.
So while the Mandalorians go try to find the Foundling, Grogu stands behind. Before that, he actually spars with the Foundling that actually got captured.
Yeah.
And
That's Pal Vizsla's son, like I thought. It
yeah.
definitely is.
So they do like this paint dart thing with the little wrist shooter. And Grogu's holding back. He's like, he's like, Dad, you sure about this? He gets shot twice, and you get a total of 3 shots. Three
Well,
shots you're out.
He's just so used to hiding his power from everyone to keep himself safe.
Right.
He doesn't realize that, he doesn't really, I guess he doesn't fully feel safe there yet,
Yeah. And as he should. These are whole new people. He gets shot 2 times, and finally Jin, is it Jin?
Din Djarin.
Din. Okay, Din. Din's like, yo, I seen what you could do. Come on, show him what you got. And then the third round, he busts a little Yoda thing, Yoda flip twice, and shoots the Foundling 3 times. Everybody's like, yeah.
It looks so weird how he flips.
Yeah, because you can tell it's like a real puppet. You
Yeah.
know, it's not CG like they did Yoda.
Yeah.
But I like how they're trying to keep it like puppet and everything.
I think they got to switch it up a little bit just on that one. But,
yeah,
I like that they're keeping it practical at the same time. It doesn't look that great.
And the Foundling, he's like, yo, he's what do you say? You hear that they're going back and forth with like the rules of the what's it called? The Watchers, the Shadow Watch, what's it called?
The Watch?
What's it called?
Yeah,
the
they're
Watch.
just called the Watch, yeah.
So the Foundling is like, they go back and forth. Jen and him go back and forth. Oh, he's too young to fight. Oh,
Yeah.
what you don't know, you shouldn't say. Something like that. They're going back and forth. So you hear more of the dialogue of how the culture is, and it was kind of cool. And so, Grogu shows who's the boss. Hey, I'm just a little guy and everything. And I beat you. The Foundling walks off in disappointment, and that's when he gets captured. And so the hunting party goes.
I was surprised that Pal Vizsla wasn't like upset about it. He was just over there with the armor, like, okay.
Yeah.
Guess he's better.
It's almost like, but it's almost like he didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
Like just to like, but you could tell like, oh god, dang it, this Mando just keeps on having a one up on me. But before the hunting party, they go chase after this thing, and like, what was it, like maybe five Mandalorians chase after him, which was
it's a small party. It's not that many.
Yeah. So they go off the jetpack. I totally forgot. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this is like the first time you actually realize their jetpacks run out of fuel. You
I
never
know, right?
you never hear about it in the past 2 seasons or anything from
I
Jango
like how
Fett
though,
or
as
from
soon
Boba
as the
Fett.
jetpacks run out of fuel, the only one that knows that they're not going to be able to catch them is Bo-Katan. Because as soon as
Yeah,
they're all run out of fuel, you just see her ship go, phew, right
yeah.
by.
She's like, you idiots! Did you really think you'll go that far?
Stupid
And
watch.
so, right. So Bo-Katan follows the whatever the creature is to its nest, and so they're getting a hunting party, and they go off. Meanwhile, Grogu stays behind, and the armorer is like, "Okay, yeah, come with me, Grogu." Um, she doesn't necessarily say it. Does she say that? Does she say that he's a Mandalorian now, just not a watch? The watch,
Who?
Grogu.
No, I think he is, but um, she calls him more of a foundling, I think, than anything else.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So she ends up making a plate for him,
Yeah,
and while she's striking it, and do we see more of how the forge works? We see more, right?
slightly. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
we see
little
it.
bit more, but nothing like too shocking. But yeah, as
Yeah,
he's seeing the sparks, he's like, it's like sparking
triggering.
memories,
Yeah, triggering
basically.
his flashbacks. Yeah,
Yeah,
and so we go back to Order 66 at the Jedi Temple, where
yeah. You see
he's
that door from the trailer.
yeah. So the doors open up, and it's about maybe 4 Jedi's protecting Grogu. We're well, we don't say protecting, but there's 4 Jedi's with Grogu,
Okay.
and he ends up escaping through a an elevator, which he meets another Jedi, and the Jedi's like, "Hey, I got you, young guy, come with me." And he puts up a fight. He puts up a good fight. He takes down
Oh
like
yeah.
a um, can we say like maybe a dozen
Mm-hmm.
troopers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's definitely pretty skilled.
and then there's a little speeder bike chase with a fighter chasing after him, and then he goes meets with like it's almost like Padme's guards or something like that, because it's like the same people. I don't know exactly who they are,
Yeah,
but it's like the
it
Naboo
reminded me that. Yeah.
guards, yeah, because the ship is the same ship that Padme used in episode 3,
Oh, was it?
or was it episode 2? I think it was episode 2.
Okay.
It was one of the episodes, yeah. And that's where that Jedi escapes with Grogu on that ship, and it ends there.
Yeah, that's as
So
far
we're
as you get
probably,
so far.
yeah. So we could probably safely assume that we'll find out what actually happens to Grogu, how he loses his memory and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So the hunting party, they make camp. They figure out a plan. It's like, yeah, we can't fly over there because it's going to scare them off. So we're going to have to sneak up the cliff, because the nest is like just like a bird's nest, is up high.
Before that, I think it's really important that they actually make, when they make camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before, and they're planning it all out. Um, there's food served, right? And because she's never been a part of the watch, she's like, how do I eat this? Like, oh, everyone just kind of goes their own way and eats. She's like, okay. And then when she tries to go, he's like, you're the leader of the hunting party. You get to honor a sting with the fire. She's like, okay. So you
Right.
find out a little bit more about their creed and how that works too, because it's never really mentioned at all. Like if they're all in a group, what happens,
Yeah.
right? So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting. Um, it seems kind of like challenging. Like, let's say if you go on multiple hunting parties, you guys always have to disperse when you guys are about to eat or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they climb up the big mountain, and the nest is empty at first, and then it's a big nest, and so like, okay, use your heat vision to find out where, if he's still in here, which is kind of, I always thought, I immediately thought like it's been at least a day, right?
Right.
And this kid is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. So they see like a hitting signature in the nest. It happens to be some young hatchlings, and then the mother comes with the kid in his mouth, right? Spits him up.
Like he, yeah,
And
like he was just about to feed him to the kids or something.
Yeah.
They came at just the right time. That's the only thing I
Right.
probably didn't like about this episode.
Yeah.
I was like, how's that kid still alive? And why is it in her mouth? What?
Right.
Well, whatever.
And then so they chase off the bird. They end up like knocking down in the water. As soon as it hit the water, I knew, or as soon as they were flying over the water, I knew what was going to happen. They knock it down. How did they knock it down?
I
You
think they hit
remember?
it with spikes. They like harpooned it, right, to get on top of it, and then I can't remember how they knocked it down completely, but at some point it hurt its wing or something like that. It
Yeah.
went down. But
Went down.
just like in typical
Jurassic Park.
Star Wars fashion, there's always a bigger
Oh.
fish.
Oh, yeah.
There's always a bigger fish.
So that was the monster from episode 1, right?
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah,
Well,
episode.
yeah, the crocodile. Well, probably
Yeah.
a different one, but the same type. Yeah.
Yeah, so it eats the thing. And they return back to base, and they brought along the 3 little hatchling little baby birds and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gonna train him.
while that happened, while they were fighting the big bird, Bo-Katan's pieces of her armor got knocked off.
Yeah.
And so the armorer realizes that. She's like, come on, let me make you some more. And so they're having a conversation, and Bo-Katan asks, like, hey, what would you say if I saw what's it called? The mystic creature?
The mythosaur.
Mythosaur.
Yeah, they finally bring it up. Like, she's kept it a
take that away.
secret the whole time. It's killing me,
Mhm.
man. Like, why wouldn't you tell him what you saw? And then the only person that she tells is the armorer. And first, I think she asked her, like, would it be okay to have the night owl on one arm and then the mythosaur on the other? And she's like, the mythosaur is shared with everyone. Anyone can wear the mythosaur. And she's like, okay. And then she's like, what if I told you that I saw one? She's like, yeah, people have visions of those, you know. It's not uncommon. And they just kind of go into this, I don't know, like, this is the way type of deal, you know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really go much farther than that to me, right? I mean, it just seems like she finally tells someone about it, and she's like, yeah, you saw it. She doesn't even act like it's that big of a deal. She's not like, whoa, mythosaurs are still around. She's like, yeah, I'm sure you saw one. What?
Yeah,
like, I guess people trip out in the Minds of Mandalore or something. I guess. I don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, you know, people see shit down there.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And is that how it ends? I don't think there's much more after that.
Yeah, I
That's
think
pretty
that
much
ends.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope it goes a little farther than that. You know, I hope we see more of the mythosaur before the end of the season. That's what I hope. Like, I think at some point they all have to go back there since it's habitable, right? So, but we'll see.
So yeah, there's still like let's see, we're halfway through the season.
Halfway through.
So we still got some plot holes. We still got the doctor.
I feel like they're making these episodes too short, man. I feel like they're moving too fast a little bit. Don't you feel? Just a little bit?
Like, yeah, this one was definitely fast. Yeah.
I just feel like they're not giving us as much story as I'm used to in The Mandalorian. And I don't like that they're rushing it. It's almost like they could make this either 2 seasons worth of the same story, or they need to start making these episodes a lot longer. Because, I mean, a lot of the Mandalorian episodes are like between 40 and 52 minutes. You know?
Yeah, I think the last episode was 56. The last episode was the longest one so far.
We gotta, like, turn off the credits and stuff like that. And realistically, it's like less than 50. And that was the longest one. All the rest of them, though, have been short.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first long one. And that's because they were actually telling 2 different stories in the same episode. But yeah, I mean, am I crazy? I feel like they're a little short.
Yeah. You're right.
So that's what's worrying me, man. It's like you either need to make these longer or you're gonna rush it and you're gonna fuck it up. So I hope they don't do that.
Now let's get into Bad Batch, which was also I think a pretty quick episode.
Yeah,
I forgot what this one was called, but we start off with some clone troopers, 3 clone troopers who are prisoners on a ship.
Yeah.
and they're getting shipped somewhere on an Imperial ship.
Yep.
And while they're in space, another ship comes out of hyperspace, and
Yeah,
it's
they do.
Echo. We got Echo back.
Yeah, Echo and
Man.
some other guy named Fireball. Who I
Yeah,
don't think we've ever seen him before.
yeah.
He's just another one of Rex's one of leader guys, I guess. One of his right hand men.
Right. So, and I actually like their ship. The ship looks pretty cool. So they're doing like a rescue mission.
You're a
They,
sucker for ships, huh?
yeah, I am.
You are.
I am.
Whenever we talk about it, you're like, yeah, this ship.
Yeah. Bo-Katan ship.
And you know the
yeah.
names of all of them too. It's
Right.
It's nice.
My favorite, besides the Millennium Falcon.
Is it the slave one?
It's not the slave one. It's the Outrider.
Outrider.
With if you ever played Shadows of the Empire on Nintendo 64.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So the main character Dash, his ship is called the Outrider.
Okay.
Yeah, the YT is it YT 1300 or 2400? One of those. Yeah, I know my ships.
Okay.
Anyways,
got it.
So I think the Ghost is pretty cool too from Rebels.
Okay.
The Ghost is all right, but anyways, so Echo, they disable the ship, that's carrying the prisoners, and then a side piece of the ship branches off and like goes on top of the Imperial ship. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's not the size like of a pod, like escape pod. It's like a whole chunk of it, and so I thought that's how they were gonna board, but I guess they were like confusing the troopers because they're boarding on top and they're boarding at the bottom.
Yeah, split the forces.
So,
yeah.
So they and Echo, you know what's cool about the clone troopers, and what you'll find out about Crosshair in later on in the episode is like Echo is still like trying to be civil by stunning these troopers instead of like just straight up killing them. So they stun everybody.
You know, I actually didn't notice that.
Right.
I just thought he killed him.
Yeah, the Bad Batch are still stunning the troopers.
Okay.
Crosshair's the only one that's killing them.
Big surprise.
So anyways, they stun all the troopers. They get one of the officers on there, and they're like, "Yo, where you taking these troopers?" They're like, he doesn't speak, and then he has.
I immediately was thinking, I'm like, dude, check his teeth. Hurry!
Yeah.
And it's too late.
Yep. He has
He's
one
a
of those
believer.
capsules. Yep. He has one of those capsules that you just bite on and kills you.
Yeah, those electric shock ones.
Before that, they were deleting the data on like where they were taking these troopers at, or these clone troopers, and Echo retrieves some of it before another fleet comes, reinforcement comes, and they had to bail out.
They came quick.
Yeah, they came quick.
They were there within like a minute. I feel that thing. So I don't know how important that ship was, but the fact that they came so fast, you knew that there was some important data on that ship.
Right. So then you find out that Echo is going to rendezvous, or not rendezvous, but he's going to meet up with the rest of the Bad Batch. And while we get there, you see Omega test driving or test piloting. What's the ship name?
It's so funny too, because you think it would be Hunter, who does the teaches her how to drive, but it's Tech.
Yeah,
instead.
It's Tech. Yeah, and he's like, you're getting better, and Omega's just having a blast and everything.
Yeah.
Omega finds out that Echo's coming, and when he comes, she's all excited, got the crew all back and everything, and then they go over what Echo's been doing. He's like, yeah, I've been gathering clones, and we got like a little crew going on, and we're just trying to get other clones and everything, before they eliminate all of us. And before that happens, I actually jumped the gun.
But he needs to go there though, right? He has to go there because he needs Tech to really decipher what's on that module that they took from the ship, right?
Right.
Okay.
Before that, I actually jumped the gun. We see where Crosshair's at. Now, if you guys forgot, Crosshair, last time we see Crosshair was on the outpost, I believe. And he killed the officer and I guess the other stormtroopers.
Yeah, because the officer wouldn't save the injured clone, right?
Yeah.
He just let him die, so then he just killed him.
Yeah, so Crosshair is a prisoner, and they're going to interrogate him because they need to find out where Omega's at. But they call her Clone something.
Well, I think
She
they
has, like,
just want to know where Clone Force 99 is. That's
there
what
we
they
go.
keep
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
because they know she's a part of it. So they just keep
Right,
saying,
right.
and he's like, I don't know where they are. I'm like, but you may know how to, you may know how to find them,
Right.
And he's like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Typical Crosshair badassness.
And so they get the little probe droid from episode 4, Star Wars episode 4, to give him like I don't know, the torture him. I wish they would describe what this thing is.
Yeah, well, I
'Cause
think
they
that
do it
thing's
to,
got a lot of medicines in it.
yeah. It's
Or
almost like you would think they give him like,
interrogation things, I should say.
yeah, like a truth serum or something like that.
Yeah.
And so one of the doctors tell them to stop because they're like, yeah, he can't talk if he's dead.
I'm telling you, man, I think the
And
same person that voices Omega voices her. They sound a lot alike.
okay, we should look at that.
Yeah, go check that out.
So Crosshair actually like gains consciousness and kills, was it 3 of the troopers in that room?
Yep.
And then he's about to kill the doctor, and she's like, yo, you're not gonna make it. Like, you are not in your condition. And he's like, yeah, just tell me where I need to go or this and that. And he actually stuns her. He actually spares her life. So he goes through the ship, kills some more officers or troopers, and he's trying to send a message out to I don't know who he was trying to send a message out to.
I mean, I think he was trying to send it to Clone Force 99, to be honest, because it's called Plan 88, and I think only they know about it.
Oh,
it's basically like hide.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like it might be a codex that only they know.
Yeah, which, by the way, I thought she let him go on purpose, but I don't think so. I think he actually escaped. But I thought at first they let him go on purpose.
I did too.
But no, that's not the case. He got away. They just there was no way he was getting off that ship. There was just too many contingencies that they had.
Yeah. So they captured him again. Then we see like a cameo from Tarkin. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then the Bad Batch, they received the message, and they're like, oh yeah, they're coming for us. Yeah, we gotta hide.
And that's what they also you find out that Tech deciphered the piece that they took, and they said that where that thing was going was to a facility where other clones go to, like, I'm not sure what they do, but this scientist, a rogue scientist named Hemlock, who was taken off of Coruscant for like crazy experiments, was sentenced to work there, and that's where all the clones are going, apparently. And one of the clones that is also there is Crosshair.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it ends.
Right. So it was a quick episode. So we're almost done with the season, huh? Because I looked at all the other seasons, and all the other seasons have like 16 episodes, and this is like episode
11 or 12.
13.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, 13?
We're almost there.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, we're almost there. So predictions. What do you think is gonna happen?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I think at some point, I don't know if Crosshair is actually going to make it back to the Clone Force, or if they're going to get together and then he's going to sacrifice himself for them to get away in some way. Because can he be redeemed at this point? Would they trust him if he came back? It's just like, I don't know.
Right.
Again, I would like to see Cody and Rex come together again. That'd be great.
Yeah, so this is episode 14, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're almost there.
I don't think we're going to get any of that then. I mean, we'll probably see Crosshair one more time, because they're going to either go rescue him or lay low. I would assume they're just going to go get him.
Yeah.
Right? But that's stupid, because you're just going to bring Omega right to him.
And I forgot. I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. To backtrack. I want to acknowledge that.
Oh, by the way, yeah, hang on. I like your theory, by the way. I was going over, or I was editing the episodes and stuff, so I
Hmm.
heard your theory again and again because I'm, editing through it with the cuts. And this is a very crazy experimental facility, man. They could
Hmm.
find what you're talking about at this facility. Who knows? They're doing something to these clones, man. They're not just
Yeah.
killing them off,
You
right?
talking about the Emperor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You never know. This guy's working on something big,
Yeah.
right?
He's always 3 steps ahead. He plans way ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be that too, because if they go
Hmm.
there, they might find this thing. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I wanted to go back to Mandalorian. That this episode was actually directed by Carl Withers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
The the
but yeah.
the Mandalorian episode was.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
Pretty
what were we
good.
saying?
I like
Yeah.
I like the way
So
it
what were we
moved.
saying? Oh yeah. So prediction. So I also think that Crosshair's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Do you think another member's not going to make it? Of the Bad Batch?
Maybe Echo.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking either Echo or Tech.
I think Echo, because Echo is super devoted to the cause
Right.
more than anybody else. I feel. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that Crosshair, after everything he's done, feels that he has to be redeemed.
Right.
So those two make the most sense. Hopefully, it'll just be Crosshair. I hope it. If they all get together again and they're the badass force again, that'd be great. But we know that's not going to happen.
Right.
It'd be cool if it did, but
Right.
I think it's going to mean more if we lose somebody. It'll just be sad as it is that every time someone dies, it usually makes things better.
I don't know if you've paid attention to social media, but there's something going on with Zack Snyder
Ah, yes,
and
I
the
just
Justice
researched
League.
this before you said it. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? And
Right.
yeah, he has some thing on his Twitter, right? The Dark Side actually says like save the date, and it's like the
Yeah.
April 28th to the 30th or something.
Right.
Okay. Well, what do
So
you
I
think's gonna
saw
happen?
I don't know. I don't know. So a lot of people are saying like he's just gonna be premiering his movies those days, which is Man of Steel,
Yeah, he does
Batman
watch
v
parties.
Superman,
Yeah,
and Justice League, and he's gonna be doing commentary, and he's probably gonna be announcing. He's probably gonna be talking about stuff that's never made it into the film or that
yeah.
made it to the DVDs. A lot of people are saying that rumors are saying that he's gonna sell or WB is licensing their characters to Netflix.
Mm.
So and this is rumor. I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that uh Zack Snyder might continue his vision on Netflix.
Well, the only thing I think you could do with Zack Snyder, and this is I was thinking about it for like a little bit. He originally had Jim Lee come in to pitch the rest of what Justice League was going to be. You know who Jim Lee
Mm-hmm.
is, right?
No.
Amazing comic book artist, super famous, draws all the different superheroes: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all of them back in the day, and still does draw to this day. He's a fantastic artist, and he had him do the storyboards for all these pitches to Warner Brothers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it never went through, but he did draw them out, from what I hear. So there's two things that could happen here. He could realize the rest of his vision because he knows the story of what he's going to do.
Right.
He does. It's not like he's winging it anymore. He knows exactly what he wanted to do. So you could either make it a cartoon, which would be fine, and all you gotta
Mm-hmm.
do, and you could actually pay the real actors to be
To
voice
voice it.
actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to pay them nearly as much if they're just a voice actor, right? I
Mm-hmm.
would assume. So that makes it a lot cheaper to make. No visual effects except for animation, which doesn't
Right.
cost nearly as much as actual computer animation,
Right.
right? So that makes the most. That's what I would want to see because that would just be a little cooler. But the second thing is he could have Jim Lee draw the comic book of what he
Okay.
wanted to do.
Right.
So it's two, and it's a story that's never been told. It kind of has because there's Dark Side and stuff like this, but this is in a totally different kind of movie universe. So it's a different story. than
Mm-hmm.
what's happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do it either way. It's not really like you're telling the exact same story. You're telling a new story with the same characters.
Right.
It's not like that hasn't been done before in comics, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So
those are two things
yeah,
that I think could happen instead of it just being a watch party. But
right.
what about you?
I don't know, man. I pay attention too much to these rumors about him potentially uh continuing Justice League 2 and 3
So
because
what?
I like
Well, okay, I know you said it might go to Netflix, right? But do you think it would be animated, or do you think they would actually get real actors?
I never even, now that you mentioned animated, it makes sense. That'll be because I think I was just listening. I read like an article that Ben Affleck doesn't want him to do Batman no more. He said it was like probably like the worst experience he ever had. I think mainly because of the studio, but he does not want to do it no more. Even if like what's his name came back, Ken Henry Cavill, he's like I wouldn't go back, and I'm like damn, because I like Batfleck. I know a lot of people, but I actually liked him. I thought he made a great Batman.
Well, I can tell you
Um,
this: I definitely liked his fighting style. He was brutal. I
yeah,
like that. Did I like his acting as much? Not really.
yeah.
But
I
he was a cool
actually,
Batman in that aspect. I liked him as Batman. I didn't really like him as Bruce Wayne.
I actually would prefer to see him do Brave and Bold since this Robin's gonna be Damien. I think Ben Affleck will do like a real good like father figure Batman, try and teach his 12-year-old son the way and everything. I think it'll be pretty good. Ben Affleck pulling it off.
Okay.
But uh I don't know. I don't know what would happen. But like listening to you, I would say like animation would probably be like the realest possibility to happen. Um but yeah, I want to think highly and hope that the movies he'll come out with Justice League 2 and 3.
I don't think the movies are gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But one could hope.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Doesn't hurt to hope.
So I got two more things. I'm going to get me a PS5.
Okay.
One of my friends convinced me.
Yeah.
I was like, should I go find somebody to fix it? So I looked on YouTube and there's a way to fix like the white light of death, but you have to like go to the motherboard and everything. My
Mm-hmm.
friend's like, nah, just cry and pay for the
Just cry.
PS5. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. I was looking at Best Buy. I think I might get I got to decide like, do I want to get the God of War bundle or the Horizon Dawn bundle?
Man, I didn't even know there were bundles. I haven't paid attention in
Yeah.
so long.
And then the next news is that I think is either tonight or tomorrow Titans is back. So they're the half the season's back now. They're the rest of the season.
Are you sure that's not until April?
Is it? I thought wow.
Yeah, there's a trailer, but I
Yeah.
thought it was April.
Okay. It could
But
be.
there is a
There's
trailer. It just dropped like a day or two ago for
okay, yeah.
the new season.
Okay.
Uh,
I thought it came out already.
but I saw that Jason Todd's in it.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen the trailer yet?
I saw the thumbnail. That's what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out. Check it out. But Jason
Okay.
Todd's in it. And I think we finally get to see the Robin suit.
Robin suit of Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. But yeah, that's it for us, man. Anything else?
There was some Street Fighter stuff that came out that I would recommend you check out. It was a match between A Honda, which we haven't even seen yet, and that girl Lily, which is pretty
Okay,
cool.
cool.
But she definitely has wind powers, man. I guess when she wants to like propel herself across, she has to like kind of install herself first. So she like
Mm-hmm.
swings the things around, and all of a sudden you see like wind swirling around her. And I don't know how many stocks you get of it, but I saw her power up at least twice, and you can see it up in the corner under like her life bar. It's
Right.
like some sort of like wind or leaf or something like that. And when she uses it, it'll go down from 2 to 1 or 1 to 0. but that's how she
Got it.
like propels herself through the air and stuff.
Okay.
So, but she looks really good, man.
I'll check that trailer out.
It's a 2 out of 3 match, between her and A Honda. But A Honda looks
Yeah.
cool too, man, for sure. You
Okay.
get to see some of his super too, but I don't think you get to see the good one. I think you get to see like the mediocre one. His super should look a little bit better than the one I saw. There was also some Tekken stuff. I don't know if you saw. There was another trailer.
Yeah, no, I saw the thumbnail, but I didn't check it out yet.
Yeah, King looks awesome.
Mhm.
I don't really play Tekken, so I don't. And I know you said you have, but man, could he hit you into a ground bounce and then off the ground bounce grab you in the air and like slam you down into the ground? It was so sick when I saw him do it, man. I saw him like
Right.
headbutt somebody and then they bounced off the ground and then he ran up and grabbed them when they were still in the air and like pile drived them into the ground. It was sick. And that was like a regular like move. That wasn't like any type of crazy super combo or anything like that. It's just a normal combo, which looked
I gotta
awesome.
check it out.
And then there's another one with this guy named Lars, who I didn't even know that guy existed. He's like super anime, dude. His hair is super anime. His moves are all anime. He looks like his hair is kind of ridiculous, but he looks like a character who's fun to play.
Right.
He does. So that came out, and then I don't know if you care about King of Fighters, but they finally announced Kim Kop Wong, who's like a huge fan favorite in King of Fighters.
No, I don't think I ever played King of Fighters at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I have. I think I played it on import.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, years ago, maybe the PS1 or PS2. I think it was a PS2.
This guy's all kicks. He doesn't punch anything. It's all kicks. All his moves are kicks. So
actually, and speaking of PS2, I came across a TikTok, and I think I agree with this guy.
Okay.
He said the PS2 has been the greatest console so far. Do you agree or disagree?
The PS2 has been the greatest console so far. It's tough. The Dreamcast is just my favorite console.
It can't compare. It can't compare to PS2. You know it can't.
I'm just such a Marvel 2 head, and Marvel 2 was the best version on the Dreamcast. Like I played Marvel 2 every day of my life.
No doubt.
PS2.
It's almost like the controller was made for Marvel's Capcom 2. Because I played Marvel's Capcom 2 on PS2, and I played it on the Xbox 360, but it doesn't compare to the Dreamcast controller.
I mean, I don't know if it's about the controller for me, because I use the D-pad, and the D-pad is terrible on the Dreamcast. It's just that the actual version and how it played and everything. Like, I'm a real stickler for that type of stuff, because I've been playing fighting games like my whole life. But like, especially the sound quality and everything, if you compare the Dreamcast version to the PS2 version, they sound very different. Like when there's like hyper beams on the thing and stuff like that, and even hits, they sound different. Like their actual like intensity. So that's why I like the Dreamcast version better, and I think it plays like a little. It just feels faster, just a little bit more responsive. But I would play that on a PS2 controller, easy. But all right, Nate, name me why the PS2 would be better than even like the PS3.
The PS2. So we gotta pay homage to PS1, right?
Right.
That was a game changer.
Right.
PS2 was also a game changer because it was backwards compatible. It had the
PS3
rumble
was backwards compatible too, though.
Yeah, they stopped it after.
But it started out that way.
It started, and I actually do I have it? I think I actually have the last version that was backwards compatible.
Okay.
Because I think the only ones that were backwards compatible was like the 60 gig, like the first batch that came out, and then they stopped it.
Okay.
I don't know why. It was backwards. It had more games, and PS3 it lost that generation console war because they had like the PlayStation Plus, which was trying to compete with no. Oh yeah, just the online gameplay was worse than Xbox. The Xbox online gameplay was way better.
Yeah, it was.
Hands down. Um,
But that's because for a really, really long time, PlayStation Internet was free.
it was, yes.
I remember that. PlayStation Plus it's not a new thing, but it's not extremely old. It's only been around for what, like 5, 6 years now?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Xbox has been doing it since the beginning.
Yeah. But
Uh,
Xbox was way
yeah, their
at
online
that
was way
time,
better
yeah, it was worth it.
because they could pay for the infrastructure.
Yeah. So I think it had way more games. I think the guy said it was over 4,000 games that PS2 had.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like the load up screen when you pop in the disc, hearing the just that sound, that atmospheric sound of the PS2.
What was that? That was like the
Yeah. Grand
right?
Theft Auto San Andreas was probably like the best game on the PS2. So
And
yeah,
GTA 3 was on the PS2 as well.
GTA 3 was great. Yeah,
That
I
was the
played
one
it.
that like made headlines and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a huge GTA fan, but I know like that was a big, big, big one.
That was a huge game. So many
The first
cars.
Devil May Cry came out on PS2.
Did it?
Yeah, the first one did. First God of War
Oh,
came out
okay.
on PS2 as well.
Yeah, I remember that. Because then they start releasing on PSP also. I think they
Yeah.
released like 2 of them on PSP.
Final Fantasy
10?
10 was
Yeah.
on PS2. Very good game.
I think that was the first Final Fantasy game I beat. I haven't beat any other ones. I haven't beat 7. I always got to the last boss. I was like, I'm gonna go find the other
Metal
like
Gear Solid
summons.
2. Metal Gear Solid 2 was on there. That was a
Sons of Liberty.
huge, yeah, that was a huge
Yep.
leap from the original. I
Let me
gotta
go
think
see.
about it, but
Let me
you know, for
let
right
me go
now,
see.
I'm gonna
Hold
answer
on.
all
Let me
this.
go see.
All right, I'm just trying to think of a
Oh,
system that I
Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That all
on
came
PS2.
out. Hold on.
I don't think so. No, Modern Warfare is PS3.
Not Call
There
of Duty.
was one that I really did like though, Medal of Honor. That was a
Medal
good
of
one.
Honor, yeah, they had Medal of Honor. What was the other?
Yeah, that was
There
the
was
one where you
Call of
actually
Duty.
stormed the beach.
Oh yeah, Battlefield, Medal of Honor, and Call of Duty were out.
Yeah.
They were all like competing. So
Yeah.
look, this is the game I was talking about. Killzone.
Yeah, Killzone. Yeah.
Killzone was out for PS2.
And Resistance.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I don't even remember that one.
This was great because this was the one you were able to be on foot and then you could run to your starship and fly at the same time. Great. I have both of them, part 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
3 was kind of whack. Or no, I think 3 only came out on PSP. Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. The very first
Kingdom Hearts. Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi. You don't like this one. You don't like Tenkaichi.
Well, the Budokais came out on PS2. So even Budokai 3 did.
Need for Speed. This is the best Need for Speed game. Underground 2. Then you also had Midnight Club.
I remember
was
Midnight
the
Club.
competitor. So yeah, PS2 has some goings, and then we had the Final Fantasy.
Need for Speed was on every console.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, was it for Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't an Xbox person. I never played the Xbox.
Yeah, Need for Speed is done by a company that makes games for all systems.
Okay. So yeah, when I saw that video, I was like, you know what? Yeah, the PS2.
Kingdom Hearts is definitely an exclusive, for sure.
Right.
Fantasy is definitely an exclusive. Devil
It
May
was
Cry is an
exclusive.
exclusive.
They lost their exclusiveness though, right?
Devil May Cry did.
No, I'm talking about oh yeah, Devil May Cry did, but Final Fantasy also. I think Final Fantasy.
But you still can't
13.
play Final Fantasy 10 on anything but the
PlayStation. Yeah. But I think 13. That's when they lost their like exclusiveness.
I think so.
Yeah. 13 was so hard, and it was such a.
I didn't like it. That was the one with Rain,
different,
right?
Yeah. Everybody's name was named after a element.
And that guy had like a nest on his head or something.
The black guy had like a little bird.
Yeah.
A chocobo in his hair.
I was done with that game pretty fast.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to agree with him. I love the Xbox 360. But I think the PS2 will probably be the best console so far.
Okay.
You want to come back next week and think about it?
I can think about it, but Dreamcast is always going to be my favorite console. But that doesn't mean it's the best console so far. It just means it's
your favorite.
It's just my favorite console.
Okay, so we could differ. We could differ. We could go choose your best console. What you think is the best console, and what's your favorite console?
Okay, best console.
So, the best console will have to be PS2. I think we can agree on that, right?
I don't know,
Generally,
man. I don't know.
Who else would it be?
I don't know. What about? I mean, what about Super Nintendo? Super Nintendo was a pretty damn good console. Had a lot of great games.
Did you ever play Shaq Fu on Super Nintendo?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Laugh.
Actually, I didn't play it on Super Nintendo though. I played it on Sega Channel. I had the Sega Channel.
Oh, nobody knows that.
I had the
nobody remembers that.
Yeah,
I played that was like one of the greatest. Yeah. That was Sega Online before before like online play came out. That was crazy.
That was the first time I played Primal Rage. Was on the Sega Channel.
With the giant beasts, right?
Yeah, the dinosaurs.
The monkeys,
dinosaurs and gorillas and everything. Yeah, that was the first time I played that. I also played a really awesome RPG that they actually put on the Sega Genesis Classic, Beyond Oasis. Very, very good RPG.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, not a lot of people remember it, I don't think. But it was a really good one. And they had all the classics like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But they brought out new games all the time on the Sega Channel. You just pop it in and play it. It was like, what?
And they always changed and they changed like the interface too.
Yeah,
that was great.
So it was
that was ahead of their time. They were ahead of their time with that.
Yeah, for sure. Dreamcast was ahead of its time too, man. That was like the first console that had like online.
It
just had a modem in it. It was just like everything that they did was awesome, and it was too soon to do it.
Yeah, too soon.
They were too innovative for their own good.
Because I feel like the Sega Saturn wasn't even out that long before they brought out the Dreamcast.
Yeah, Saturn didn't do that well.
Yeah.
Even though like all the fighting games anyway on the Saturn were better than any other console.
Mm-hmm. That's where I played was it X-Men Children of the Atom.
I have X-Men versus Street Fighter. I actually played that the other night on my stream because I had to test my Saturn. And it works.
You tested your Saturn?
I did. I played it on my stream the other night, and I played my Dreamcast last night.
That thing was so thick. That was like as thick as the like original Xbox.
You know what I played last night on stream? Project Justice.
That sounds so
Rival
familiar.
Schools.
What is that? Rival Schools.
The one for Dreamcast, though. Project
that's the one,
Justice.
the 3D one, right? I like that one. So, can we safely say that your favorite console has been the Dreamcast?
Yeah. I mean, that's safely to say. But is it the best? There's no way. It just wasn't around long enough to be the best. You know? But a couple of things that came out only on the Dreamcast to start. Resident Evil Code Veronica was a Dreamcast exclusive for a long time.
I have it on PS2 actually right here.
Crazy Taxi. Everyone loves Crazy Taxi.
Power Stone.
Yeah, Power Stone 1 and 2. Yeah.
Marvel's Capcom 2 for
Marvel's Capcom 1 and 2. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sonic.
Sonic was Sonic Adventure, whatever it was called. Yeah, that was like the first game I bought.
Was it Panzer Dragon? Is that what it's called?
No, that's Saturn.
Panzer. Oh, okay, Saturn. Okay,
that's a big one.
Yeah, it didn't make Saturn. It to It didn't make it there.
Yeah, there was a crazy game called Seaman, which was like so controversial.
Whoa.
But you were just like a fish with like a human head. It was dumb.
I remember that. I remember that scene in the magazines.
It was a crazy game. I never played it, but that was a big one too that everyone remembers from only the Dreamcast would do, right? Because it's just such a nice system. And Shenmue.
Oh yeah, the ninja game.
Yep. Shenmue originally was on the Dreamcast. That's how it started. You could only get on the Dreamcast. So, yeah, there's some classics in there for sure.
Right. Definitely some classics. I'm not gonna knock it, but
Yeah, I know, but you're probably right. At least in terms of, I don't know if PS2 is the one, but it's definitely not the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I'll think
All
about
right.
it. I'll think about it. But I like how you
All
pulled
right.
out all the games.
I had to.
You're like, Kingdom Hearts. Take out Look at it.
Yeah, and not including, I got a whole bunch of demos. Whole bunch of demos I used to get in the magazines.
There is a crazy game too that if you bought it, you actually got the Metal Gear Solid demo, Zone of the Enders. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh yeah,
that's a super cool game too. It's a
that
mech flying game. It's really good.
Yeah.
They released a sequel, which was more like they didn't do it in like a realistic style. They did it more in like an anime aesthetic. Like what do they call that? I can't remember what the name of it they call it, but they make it like more cartoony, basically.
Yeah. I was a big fan of that game because I loved like tech. I used to buy like every tech game. Zone of Enders. I think it was called Armored Core. There was another one called Front Mission.
I remember Front Mission.
Yeah. I bought all those games.
Front Mission. That was SquareSoft, right?
I think so. Yeah. It was more
I think
of
it was, but
it
wasn't
like,
yeah.
It was a tactic game, right?
I believe so. That's why I didn't like it. But it was SquareSoft. I remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, I played all those games. There's this game called Xenogears.
Oh,
that was PS1. You have the Xenogears?
Well, like I told you, man, I went to New York. I had to test my games. I'm not going to sell this one, though, because it's actually not worth as much as I thought.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't care. I really don't want to sell it anyway. But, yeah, one second here. Yeah, football. Easy. That was my hair.
That was it's actually PS1, but it's still a great game.
It is.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Great story too.
Dude, and the fights, the actual game mechanics were like nothing you'd ever seen before.
Yeah, because it took me. I had to
because you had to input the commands. So as you were starting to hit things, you had to hit specific commands, or it didn't come out, and the whole combo didn't come out. It was a combo game, kind of.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until like years later, after I found the game again, and I actually like read the instructions. Like, oh, there's combos in this game.
Yeah.
My favorite character is I think his name is Doc. It's the one that had the glasses.
Oh, with the green outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was cool. He had like more martial arts type.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then there was another one called and I'm not sure if there's any relation, but it's called Xenosaga.
Yeah, I know that.
One came out. That came out for PS2.
I got the first two of those. Yeah, Xenosaga 1 and 2, I believe, came out on the PS2. I don't know if there was a third one.
I think there's. I think so, because I think the third one came out like very soon after the second one.
Yeah, because the first one ended on like a big cliffhanger. I could have sworn.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was even combos in that game, so I think it took the same type of combat ideas and just implemented it into Xenosaga.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I went off track. But
no, that's okay, man. Yeah. I like talking about this stuff, man. I can nerd out. I mean, this is what it's about. Two nerds.
Right.
Can nerd out all day, man.
Well, yeah, that's all I have for tonight. You got anything else? Got anything else, Mr. Awesome?
I think that's it, man. That's. Yeah, I don't think there's any more really crazy news. I think that's. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's it. There might have been some Deadpool news. I have to research that because there was something about that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Channels, but I don't know exactly what that was about. But no, I think we can end it here.
All right, yeah. All right, everybody. As usual, please like, comment, subscribe to your fellow nerds. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Ron Deasy. We got my co-host here,
Mr. Awesome.
We'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Later, guys.